Hello, my name is Dr. Callie Prince, and I am presenting today The Earth Knows My Inner Life, a work in development, and other poems that are currently in development, and they are interconnected. First, however, I would like to acknowledge that I am speaking on Darug country today here in the Blue Mountains of Sydney, of Western Sydney. And I acknowledge the Darug elders, past, present, and emerging, and the Darug people and their communities. I also would like to acknowledge my teachers. One of the teachers I would like to acknowledge is Minari or Shigua. And Minari highlights that human beings are not the center of life. And this connects to some aspects of the poetic works that I am sharing with you today. So I want to honor those teachings and share this profound insight from Minari with you, that we human beings are not the center of life. We are part of other living beings that live in this world. We are not the most important one, but rather all living beings that live in this world are important, and we need to understand that. Minari Yoshigua 2023. Minari is a forest defender, spiritual and political leader, as he self-identifies, and a guardian of the tradition of the Sapara nations of the Ecuadorian Amazon. Today, I am presenting, as I've mentioned, two new works in development. The first part is part one, The Earth Knows My Inner Life. They are autoethnographic works. They're performance autoethnographies. They're also poetic works. The second one is part two, and that is titled Silence, Resistance, Climate Wars, and Other Poems. They show two different aspects of, and I'll explain a little bit more about this later, two different kind of experiences that are happening at this time. The work is a response to my encounters with the earth, the place where I live on Darug country, with nature, my connection to nature, my feelings of oneness with nature in the present, in these current times that we live. And it is also a response to the times that we live in, with all of the challenges that we are also facing. Norman Denzin, and the work that I have has no date on it, wrote in a piece titled My Stories Connecting the Personal and the Political. Quote, always write out of those spaces and experiences that carry the sting of memory, those epiphanies and turning point moments that leave a mark on you. Further, Denzin citing C. Wright Mills from the 1959 text of the sociological imagination, and also Marx, highlights to bring my epiphanies out into the open in front of the rear view mirror. And those turning points are in this work that I'm sharing with you today. This work is interconnected with other turning point moments. They're interconnected with an iterative series of works, of poetic autoethnographic performance works, and they are threaded, they are interwoven with one another. While we may not be able to cover all of that today, I do want to share the new works with you. So we're going to go straight into that now. The first part, the first work that I'm sharing with you, begins as a performance text. And then this is an example of the final performance text. And then I develop these into performance autoethnographies, which I'll share with you now. This, as a performance autoethnography, involves, it's multimodal. It involves multimedia, as well as, visual ethnography, sensory ethnography, the performance, ethnography, and so on. So we'll look at that now. The earth knows my inner life. To touch her, feel her oneness. My hair becoming her branches. My feet tangle and play in her dirt. My bones deepen in her ravine. I trace her open sky. The earth says, feel me, speak in your bones, in your flesh, in presence, in love. Her call, deepening my peace. So that concludes part one. And part two, I will share with you now. Performance, or part two, is an interconnecting haiku, 4 poems: Silence, Resistance, Climate Wars, and Weep. It was written in a non-linear process from 2025 through to the very beginning of and the first few days of 2026. So we'll have a look at that work now. This work, while the first part one explores my connection to the earth and that feeling of oneness, this work explores the shadow side and the issues that we're facing on the planet at this time. So let's have a look at that now. Dappled light on my eyelids, fluttering, dancing. I sit in stillness. Every time I visit her, it is an act of resistance. I visit her, eve of the first full moon. Bombs bleed her for oil. She oaks weep by the river. The earth has no more tears. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you at ISAN 2026.